Chapter 15. How the United Nations works. The United Nations was established to prevent wars and preserve peace in the world. It maintains peace among nations and promotes welfare activities. It provides technical and scientific expertise in activities like education, health, culture, and agriculture. The United Nations also provides the financial assistance to the developing countries to resolve their issues. Main organs of the UN. The United Nations has 6 main organs. These are 1. The General Assembly, 2. The Security Council, 3. The Economic and Social Council, 4. The Secretariat, 5. The International Court of Justice, 6. The Trusteeship Council. The General Assembly. The General Assembly is the main body of the UN. It is the discussion body of the United Nations. Each state sends 5 representatives to the General Assembly, but it has only one vote. A 2/3 of majority is needed to pass a resolution on important questions. The General Assembly meets regularly once a year and holds special or emergency sessions whenever necessary. The President of the General Assembly is elected once a year. UN General Assembly in New York. The General Assembly receives and makes recommendations on reports from the Economic and Social Council and Trusteeship Council. It elects the Secretary General on the recommendation of the Security Council. It elects the members of the most of the bodies of the United Nations. The Security Council. The Security Council is the most important organ of the United Nations. Its main responsibility is to maintain peace and security. It has 15 members. 5 of them are permanent members and other 10 are elected every 2 years. Retiring members are not eligible for immediate re-election. The permanent members of Security Council are United States of America, United Kingdom, France, Russia, and China. These permanent members have vote power with which they can overrule any majority resolution. Each member of the Security Council has one vote. In voting on any motion, all permanent members must vote yes if the motion is to pass. A single negative vote by a permanent member automatically prevents the motion from being passed. The members of the Security Council must always be represented at UN headquarters, since the Security Council can call a session at any time in a matter of hours. UN Security Council. The Economic and Social Council, ECOSOC. There are 54 member nations in ECOSOC that are elected by the General Assembly for 3-year term. The Economic and Social Council deals with economic, social, cultural, and humanitarian issues. It works through different committees and commissions. At least 2 regular sessions of ECOSOC are held each year, one at UN headquarters in New York and the other in Geneva, Switzerland. Special meetings are called if needed. It helps the poor and sick people. It helps people who are affected by natural calamities by sending food, clothes, medicines, and other important things. The Secretariat. The Secretariat is the administrative wing of the UN. It handles day-to-day activities of the United Nations. It takes care of the UN programs and policies. This organ is headed by the Secretary General. He is nominated by Security Council and appointed by the General Assembly for a 5-year term. The Secretary General is assisted by a number of other officers. The Secretary General is the most powerful official who takes care of the daily operations of the UN and has a major role to play in setting the organization's agenda in international security affairs. Trygve. Fact box. Trygve of Norway was the first Secretary General of the United Nations. The International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice is the legal court of the UN. It settles disputes between countries and advises member countries on matters of international law. The court consists of 15 judges, but no two judges represent the same country. The judges are elected for 9-year term by General Assembly and the Security Council. The judges can be re-elected for the next 9-year term. The International Court of Justice. The President and Vice President of the court are elected for 3 years term and may be re-elected when the term expires. The permanent headquarters of the court are located at Hague in Holland, currently Netherlands. It may hold its meeting elsewhere if necessary. The Trusteeship Council. The Trusteeship Council was established to look after the trust territories. Trust territories were the regions of the world that were not independent and were controlled by independent nations that were UN members. The Trusteeship Council prepares the people of these regions for self-government or independence. Now, all of them have become independent. The Trusteeship Council is not functioning anymore. Agencies of the United Nations. A number of agencies have been set up by the United Nations which work on common world problems. Some of them are discussed below.